What's going on, everybody? This is an episode from the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast. Do you like podcasts and you want to see the full podcast? Make sure you check out the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast on all your podcast platforms, such as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, among many others. But you're listening to the episode right here on YouTube, so make sure you hit that like button and below, and make sure you hit the subscribe button to NC Studios and NC Level Up for all your gaming needs. This is the Nerd Coalition. Enjoy the show. All right, next dark side of the ring we're going to talk about. We talked about Sherry, and guess what? You know the drugs stop there? They don't. Because
I'm sorry.
It's
listen, you were talking about somebody out here living through their own decisions. This man. And not a...
This one.
This is one where that applies wholeheartedly.
I absolutely agree with you on that one. You're talking about the Sandman.
Philly Zone.
Our home city.
He's still here.
It's and first of all, y'all, let me tell you something. Me and A-Sketch have met the Sandman on multiple occasions.
Because if there's something going on at the ECW arena, if there is an indie show happening, if there's anything wrestling related, the Sandman is lurking somewhere.
I'm pretty sure you can just walk down South Philly. And
you probably could just run into this man.
Run into the Sandman. Seriously.
Like, dead ass. He might just be walking down the street with a kendo stick. You would never know.
That's what I seen him. He walked down the streets of Philly.
Just with over his shoulder.
With the fucking kendo stick, and then like, you want to hold this shit? Like, okay.
Yes, and he'll take a picture with you with the stick and all that.
Yeah. That's welcome to Philly, y'all. And so yeah, ECW's own Sandman. Now, before we get into this one, what is your memories of the Sandman?
The shit they show in the Dark Side. This man banging this beer across his face and pouring it all over everybody and the kendo stick. That is my memory. I have vivid memories. I can't tell you why, but I have vivid memories of the Sandman. And also because we've seen him before.
You had Channel 48 in your house. That's what it was.
Absolutely, I had Channel 48. Okay? It was Urban Expression on Saturdays.
Yeah.
But yes, so I do have more memories of the Sandman than I do of Sensational Sherry.
Oh, you know, I watch Sandman Hardcore TV on Friday nights for ECW on Channel 48 because I remember when I first came across ECW. I was in our house in Logan.
Bro, this is quality. Turn that knob TV.
Exactly. And it was boring because at that time there was Sunday Night Heat, Raw is War, which is on Monday, and Nitro. And the time I called to it, we had Thunder on was it Wednesday or Thursday? Thursday. Smackdown wasn't a thing yet. Not like 1999. And then you had Shotgun Saturday Night, which they'd turn into a recap show. There was nothing on Friday nights. There was nothing on at time, but then
it was TGIF.
It was that.
This is prime TGIF time.
But I remember I turned to it. I was like, oh, this is wrestling.
So what the fuck is this?
And I said, oh, is this okay? I didn't know wrestling came on Fridays. So I was like, but this WWE, they need to get a new camera.
No, this is WWE. They was definitely filming that shit on the potato. It was crazy.
And I was like, and then I seen it. I was like, oh, this is some straight up. This is why it's on this channel, kind of wrestling. I remember
that's something you stumble upon on accident.
Yeah, because the first one I seen was Just Incredible on there, and Sid Vicious when he was this is before he broke his leg. Oh, that footage was gross. So then when the Sandman came on there, the guy that came to the crowd with the kendo stick, drinking all the beer.
Came through the crowd with a beer, with a kendo stick. This part grossed me out so bad. My man drinking this beer and then spitting it back out on the audience.
Yeah.
And then pouring it down people's throats after he didn't drink it. at that one clip where he asked, he's like, "How old are you?" He's like, 23, and he just starts pouring it down his throat. And I'm like, "Hey yo,
hey, well, at least he asked.
I'm over what exactly." That was my first thing. At least he asked his age.
Now, here's what, because me and Quad used to get into this a lot. Here's that, I'm like this. Okay, yeah, you know, Sandman did that. I was like, yo, Sandman sucked, right? Because I was just like, I like ECW. Mm-hmm. I was raised WCW, then I got to WWE. But I was just like, I can count on one hand who can wrestle over there.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and that's what I was like. And I was like, Sandman ain't one of them. I am happy to say, I learned something new on this dark side.
You learned me something.
Yes, I smartened up. You know what that was? That he wrestled.
He did.
I mean, he wrestled in a bleach blonde, like, you know.
He was wrestling.
What's that thing that took over the commercials in the 80s? You know, with the weird face?
Surfing?
No, it was, you know, that little white guy with the mask with the sunglasses.
Oh, I gotta go.
Hedro or something like that. God, what was this? It's just gonna bother me.
Yeah, because the way you describing this is not helping me. I'm sorry.
It's gonna fuck. You know what? It's gonna fucking bother me. What was it? Max
Headroom.
Yes.
Is that what you're talking about?
That's what I'm talking about. Yes, Max Headroom.
That's what he was.
No, that's what he reminded me of.
Oh. I said, I must have missed this part. Was I going to the bathroom or something?
Max Headroom. That's what he reminded me of.
Hey, yo. Not Max Headroom.
That's what he reminded me of.
You're not wrong.
In the early days when he was doing at the surfer hair and shit.
This man looked like Max Headroom.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh, my God.
That's what I was thinking.
That's why I was like, what is he talking about?
I'm about to say, yeah, that shit from the 80s, boy.
My man looked like Mac tonight. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
But.
Whew. That was wild. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yes, he had a surfer gimmick at first.
Yeah.
With a surfboard and a wetsuit and a. First of all, making somebody wrestle in a wetsuit sounds like hell on wheels. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I mean, talk about the gimmick for real.
Ugh.
Sandman had a couple runners with the law.
A couple.
One said he was coked up and broke into a house, spent the night in jail, got into a fight with a friend, ended up punching the guard. He didn't have new charges added, but he was put in the hole for 6 months.
Oh man, like what was your
Gets out of jail in 1984. He goes to this club. A whole about 2,000 people, he said. And then he see this blonde. Starts dancing with her. Takes him off the dance floor. He's just like...
He just followed her. That's the crazy part. He's like, this is why people be getting chopped up into pieces.
Where can I go to have sex with this chick? That's what he said. Where can I go to have sex with this chick? They go to this office upstairs. And then she asks him to pull his shirt off. And he's thinking, okay,
he's like, oh, I'm about to get some.
Oh, I'm about to get up in this. And then it seems she wasn't interested in sex, but was scouting him for a Chippendales stripper.
You know, I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
But what? Like, I didn't see pictures back in the day. Because the way everybody was, like, falling over Sandman, I can't see nothing but the Sandman we see now.
Exactly.
But they were just like, he was so handsome, and his body was great, and he was a Chippendale dancer. I'm like, yo, what? When?
But, like, was his body great in the 80s?
I guess. But the wild part is, he get the job as a Chippendale dancer and get let go because my man was out here being a gigolo.
Spending lots of
dough. Out here being a gigolo and essentially a pimp. Because if you are setting up stuff for other people to solicit services, you a pimp.
Yeah. And the cops want him to rat out his voice. He said, no, I ain't doing that.
Jesus.
We don't snitch over here.
Oh my God. I'm on so Philly.
So his ex-wife was Lori, known as Peaches. Peaches
was out there with him. She was dedicated.
And she said, you know how she met him. She wasn't one of the guys that she would originally fall for, but he said that he loved her quickly and rushed to get married, and that she was pregnant.
Is she from here too? Did they say that?
I don't know if she's from here.
Okay.
I don't know if she's from here. She came from Jazzy. I don't know.
She got the South Philly accent, so yeah, I'm guessing. So she maybe I don't know.
I mean, it's all possible in the realm of ECW. It should happen.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I didn't mean
wow.
To okay. I apologize.
I'm gonna edit that one out.
I didn't mean to burp in the mic like that. If you guys, I'm so sorry. They cause Sandman, they wouldn't rush your man because Sandman didn't want to have a baby out of wedlock.
That was wild. Like, my man, when I remember watching that, I was just like, jail, drugs, Chippendales. But a baby out of wedlock, that's where I draw the line.
Yeah.
What?
I ain't gonna say about boys, but we ain't had this child.
Ain't no baby coming. Mm-hmm. Crazy.
So, when they was in Eastern Championship Wrestling before it
was Extreme
Championship Wrestling, they Todd Gordon said he said the gimmick was crap. Mm-hmm. Yes, it really was. But the Sandman was good in the ring. Okay.
Yo.
And then when they changed the Extreme Championship Wrestling, the funny thing is that he said, when he got to the event late. Mm-hmm. And instead of just going in and changing his wrestling gear, he just came over in with the shit he had on.
Yes, and he said, I forgot my wrestling boots. And I said to Paul Heyman, oh, I forgot my wrestling boots, man. He was like, I don't give a fuck if you have wrestling boots on. Do you think I give a shit about wrestling boots? Very on brand. So he was like, fuck it. I'm going to just go out there in these sweatpants and these sneakers and his little cut-off tank top and call it a day. And that's how he wrestled from then on out.
Exactly. They even interviewed Bill Alfonso. If anybody remember Bill Alfonso, he was the one that he was at RVD Day's manager with the whistle, and he would hold up the chair for RVD to go kick Jerry Lynn in the head with it. I remember all that kind of shit from ECW. They talked to Raven also.
Yo, I don't know who that man was on the show. I did not know who he was until they put up the little name thing. He's like, yes, I'm Raven. I was like, Raven who? Not Raven with the flannel and the jacket.
Yeah, get low.
A little?
Yes.
Like, I was like, hey, yo, who's that man? If Raven was walking down the street, he could walk by me and I would not know who he was right now.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So, they talked to Raven. They talked to RVD as well, who is and Sabu. And honestly, out of all of the ones that they interviewed on here, looks like he's the only one that still got himself pretty much together.
Well, I mean, weed is holding him together. At this point, I think he might be
and booty.
85% weed and women.
No. He got his one wife who just love twerking.
A woman, weed and woman. Then.
Yeah, he just go light up, bitch.
He really do. He just be walking around with her, just.
Would have seen him at Wally Mania if they had hurried the fuck up.
Oh yeah, she was apparently there doing that as well. She was twerking and he was smoking weed. Look at God.
This is
it.
God, why blowing the shit with the back there?
Absolutely.
And RVD said, you know what? Even with him being, a drunk and on these drugs, he said he trusted him to the point where if he wasn't drunk, he wouldn't trust him.
He was like, I don't trust you because what the fuck are you doing in here sober?
I'm not wrestling you. I'm like, the fuck?
Absolutely not.
The fuck?
Nope. Ain't no way.
He said that he also talked about where his Singapore cane came from. He said it came from the Michael Flay incident.
Yeah. I did not remember this.
For those two,
that name sounds vaguely familiar when they was talking about it, but I didn't remember the whole incident.
Yeah. Well, according to what it says, I also got the 411 Mania up. He said for those too young to know, he got busted in Singapore for spraying painted
he was vandalizing something. Basically.
Property, vandalizing cars and stealing road signs, and his punishment was to be caned 4 times.
They gave that man lashings in the 90s. That's wildin'. Why do y'all be doing crime in other countries?
Yeah, and Heyman wanted to use it until Sandman it started bringing a weapon to him to each match, and
said he yanked it. He yanked the branch off the tree like he was getting a switch.
Yeah, and he said wrap tape around it, and he said cut a promo, and that's what led to. I remember Tommy Dreamer getting caned in his storyline, and then he was like, "Yo, please, sir, can I have some more?" Another one who got
an old face.
Who, Tommy Dreamer?
Yes. It don't matter how young he is. That man looks 54 in the face.
Then, to go through that, we start going to some of his crazy angles here that we had in ECW, and one that had to deal with his son, because he was in a rivalry with Raven.
There was a lot happening in that whole little section.
Quote to Raven, nevermore.
Bruh. First of all, this one was acting his ass off. Let's talk about it.
Scary little demon boy.
10 years old. Yeah, and looking like a children of the corn.
Mm-hmm. They're serious. This is off the top of head because I remember Raven had blinded the Sandman.
Mm-hmm.
And as he was home recovering, his son, Raven, kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Like took on his family. The family left Sandman and they went to Raven. Because before Bray Wyatt, there was Raven's flock. Okay, for those who don't know, before the Wyatt family, we had Raven's flock. Okay, back with Billy Kidman doing the 7-year itch. Okay, that's what and Perry Saturn and all of them back in the Raven's flock era, in Reese back in WCW. But he said, "Your days are drunk, and now I worship Raven."
Bro, they was wild, and they had that boy doing some wild shit. And just as an aside, his kids was not letting that man dodge no accountability in this episode. Both of them, they was like, "This was a mess. We should have never been involved. My dad be out here on that shit. He was treating my mom like trash." They was wilding, okay? It was like literally the polar opposite of the earthquake episode. Where the kids were just like, "My dad, he was so great. He was angelic. We loved him. He was a family man." And then you watch this. His kids was like, "No, fuck that." He was tripping.
Yeah. You go get this work.
Yo, and because he said they had Raven came to them at like 2 a.m. and was like, "It's raining outside. It's dark. It's a perfect time to cut this promo." And they pulled that baby out the bed and made him do that the Raven Nevermore promo at 2 in the morning. So all 4 of them had to go out there. The wife, the son on the camera, and then the baby, the girl, is in the back because where's she gonna be if everybody out cutting the promo? I'm like, yo, what the fuck was going on?
Yeah, Laura said it turned their life upside down because they had to leave in separate cars and meet at certain different gas because
back then keep kayfabe alive.
Keep the kayfabe alive, and they get back together. They had to make sure no fans were around. He said, "Make sure the guy got ECW shirt on." Okay, cool. Get them in the car and then catch up with their. And it was taking a lot because she didn't want the kids to be out there.
Yeah.
To do that. And
listen, as a mother, I completely understand that.
Mm-hmm.
As a person who is sane, I also understand that. I don't want my kids in this mess. Like, this was a long, stretched out storyline, it seems.
Yeah.
And he just kept being involved. And it got more, it seemed like he got more and more involved.
It did.
Until we got to the crucifixion.
Where
that was crazy.
Raven's idea was, for those who don't know, he was like, "I'm going to put Sandman on the cross to feel my pain."
That was crazy, Raven.
And they tied Sandman, like, the attack was to like put him on an actual cross, gave him a barbed wire crown.
Barbed wire crown. The barbed wire crown made it so much worse.
Yeah. And it was funny because his daughter was just like, clearly we weren't religious.
But even I was like, this is a little bit much.
It's a little bit much. And in the crowd that night, happened to be yours truly,
Kurt Angle.
It's true. It's true. Hey, look, Kurt ain't from Philly, but he's 6 hours away in Pittsburgh. We in the Keystone State.
He was just like, I'm a Christian boy from Pittsburgh. I can't be associated with this.
Yes, because there was talks about bringing Kurt Angle in over to ECW. Because for those who don't know, ECW did have some of the best wrestlers. They had Dean Malenko, Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, Chris Jericho, Chris Benoit. All those great wrestlers over there along with the hardcore bullshit. So, they was actually thinking about legit bringing Kurt Angle over.
Whoop.
At that time.
All that went up in smoke that night.
Yeah.
And then Raven had to come out and give us this bullshit apology.
Yeah, which Sandman talking about, man, this is fucking great. Or something. Oh, fuck what they say, something like that. But then Raven, they had to come back out.
He was so mad. He's like, I didn't agree with it. And I'm like, bro, chill. Calm down.
And we offended anybody, you know, saying that he's sorry. But obviously, I already know, we know that promo was for Kurt Angle.
Sure was.
That promo was
sure was.
I mean, I doubt them South Philly ECW fans gave a shit.
I'm honest with you. Maybe they did.
Some probably did.
Because
you're right.
I mean, a lot of Roman Catholic churches down there.
You right.
So I mean, that was wild.
Mm-hmm.
But then I think around this time he started getting courted by WWE. Do I have this timeline right?
Well,
like after all of that fizzled.
Well, no, because see, at the time, ECW they were at this point where WWE and WCW was taking the.
Oh, that's right. ECW was going bankrupt.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, but he went over to WCW. Mm-hmm. And it was a very diluted version Sandman did. This one he like took steroids and swelled the fuck up.
That's what I missed.
Like a cushion.
I completely missed that era.
Yeah,
yes, when he was out here looking like the Michelin Man.
Yeah.
Oh my god, like he had on a Medea fat suit. So now why the hell this man? He looked like they stuffed pillows underneath his shirt compared to when he was in ECW. And I'm like, how could you not know this man was on steroids?
Yeah.
And then they said this is when shit got really bad outside the ring because he was roid raging like crazy.
Yeah, he needed Xanax to sleep and then cocaine to get himself back
up. He was taking the steroids, so he was huge and angry. And you taking up, you're taking down, you're doing all of this shit. So they said one day they was at the house and his wife said something to him, and he poured a beer over her head.
Yeah.
And she snapped the fuck out, and she took all of them steroids and poured that shit out on the front lawn. Good for you, girl. And he's like, that was $10,000 for shit. And you're like, you're a horrible person when this is around and when you're using it. So she got rid of it. But it just started to spiral even worse from there. Like, he was already doing a bunch of drugs and shit, but...
Yeah, he had him in his fanny pack and the kids found him.
Having drugs in your fanny pack sounds like...
RVD said that he had a story about getting some mushrooms from a friend, but he never got them because Sam ate the entire bag.
The whole fucking bag. Do you know how high you get on mushrooms? You gotta microdose mushrooms.
Uh-huh.
That's nuts. That's like you get an edible, you eat the whole fucking edible. Why would you do that?
They had to take him by the ambulance and give him a shot of, was it adrenaline?
No, that wasn't that one. That was when he was with Raven, and Raven went to shoot up in the bathroom, and he told him not to shoot up the whole 8-ball, I think it was, or some shit like that. And he was like, "No, bro, I be doing this. Like, I be snorting." He's like, "It's not the same." And he took the whole fucking thing, and his heart stopped in the car. So it was like he couldn't breathe, and his lips started turning blue. They called 911, and they had to shoot him with the adrenaline in his chest to get him back. That's
right. And he woke up in the hospital.
And he snatched all the shit out in the hospital and left.
And
his wife had to find out because the medical bill got sent to the house. He didn't tell her. Bruh. That lady dealt with a bunch of shit.
She did.
So
and, yeah, he even said she was an angel. And I was the devil card.
Basically, he was like, and you could tell. It's always in hindsight. You know, it's 2020, right? When he's just like, you know, maybe if I had done better, we might still be together now. And I messed that whole thing up. And I'm just like, sorry, I think that ship has sailed. But she did eventually leave. She got tired of the abuse.
Yeah, she did. She
got
tired of abuse. WWE has the their version of ECW, which sucked.
It was worse.
And this is do-rag Vince we talk about here.
Bro, oh my God. Like,
all the day.
Everybody be mad about all the shit that Vince has done. One of the things on my list, it's not above the sexual harassment allegations, obviously. But one of the things on my list is the whole do-rag Vince era. The whole fucking thing. Because who was tying the fucking do-rags for him? You need to be held accountable too. Stop it. It pissed me off so bad. Y'all let this man get on TV with a do-rag and say the N-word.
Yeah, that's just not good. Ain't no way around that. You right, ain't no way.
I'm sorry. Tangent. Anyway, do-rag Vince had watered down ECW.
Yeah, had watered down ECW. Sandman, did a little part of that. He attacked the ECW zombie, but it wasn't nowhere near the same. Sandman was not the same anymore, and they got rid of him. Mm-hmm. And like I said, Sandman, honestly, at that time, he couldn't hang with them anymore. Wrestling wise, it just wasn't what he was for that character.
Yeah,
it is done. And Sandman knows he fucked his life up. And Lloyd was an angel, and Lloyd was like, I just want him to move on.
He's probably still because, well, you know.
I found the actual Christ now.
You really gotta show
if he had said that, he probably did. But I'm saying, but still.
I don't think so.
And she was like, no, you know, I want to move on.
Yeah. I think she wants him to get himself together, get himself cleaned up so he can have a regular life.
You right. I mean, well, he signed a legend contract because Sandman, when I try to listen to this, is out for W2K24 DLC today.
He's in the DLC, which
I'm definitely going to check that out and play with myself. I'm excited for that. But yeah, so
is he like? He's not gonna have a beer. That would just be too much like right.
He does have a beer.
He gonna have a beer. He gonna smash it on his head and shit.
And when you turn the blood on, he bleeds.
Stop. That's crazy.
I know.
Okay, now go look at it.
I know the game. I reacted to the entrance already, but now they show me turn the blood on. Yeah, that should be coming out with the blood.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
2K know what the fuck they doing this shit. Go ahead, shout out 2K. But yeah, so those were our Dark Side of the Ring episodes, man.
Yeah, I think. For Sandman, I think to wrap up, I think he's doing like a podcast now, something like that. He's still here.
I mean, literally.
Everyone has a podcast. Folks' grandmas have podcasts.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But I think that's what he's doing now. I don't know about anything else, but he be popping up on my timeline randomly because people be seeing him.
Yeah.
Out in the streets. Like, okay.
Hold the K. I might just look. Just crack me once in the back. Okay.
I don't think you want that.